You won't believe how England fans reacted after Keir Starmer stepped down. They kept flying English flags and showing their pride at the World Cup. They also brought back the chant about Andy Burnham and Keir Starmer, but this time they swapped Starmer's name for Burnham's. So now they were singing that Andy Burnham is a wanker. They didn't stop there. Fans also flew the British flag all over, outside the stadium, in the streets, everywhere. They said it's their national pride and no one has the right to stop them or ban them from flying it. Back home, Andy Burnham hadn't even been named the next Prime Minister yet, but he was already confronted by some British Patriots while heading to be sworn in as MP for Macclesfield. Some of them pointed out he won 7,000 votes, and 2,000 of those were just people who wanted Starmer gone, not votes for Burnham himself. Meanwhile, out of the millions of British voters, most people don't think he can handle the job. Some bold England fans back home also kept mocking Keir Starmer, and most of the public already believes Andy Burnham will do worse than Starmer if he does become the next Prime Minister. We're going to break all of this down in this video, but first, hit like and subscribe for more. Even after England's disappointing 0-2 with Ghana, the fans kept their national pride alive in pubs, on the streets and inside the stadium, flying the England flag and saying they won't stay quiet about the government's flag bans. They're not backing down no matter what the government does. Some fans at home also took on Keir Starmer still after his resignation, chanting this.
Come on! He's a wanker! Keir Starmer's a wanker! Keir Starmer's a wanker! Stop the fucking boats!
Also, when Andy Burnham arrived in London to be sworn in as MP for Macclesfield, some British lads, already knowing he'd be replacing Keir Starmer, confronted him as soon as he stepped out of his car and again as he was about to walk into Parliament.
Andy Burnham! Andy Burnham! Andy Burnham, is this a coup? Are you mounting a coup, sir?
Prime Minister!
Are you ready to be Prime Minister, sir?
Hi Andy, Manchester Evening News, what do you reckon, Prime Minister by July?
It's really sad that someone hasn't even been sworn in as Prime Minister yet, and the public already thinks he'll do far worse than the man who just resigned after losing their trust. Several other British patriots, including Katie Hopkins, spoke out about their concerns over Andy Burnham replacing Keir Starmer, saying he was complicit in covering up the grooming gang scandal. He won just 5,000 votes out of the millions of voters across the UK, and now he wants to use those 5,000 votes to become the next Prime Minister. So sadly, he'll likely do worse than Starmer, and while Starmer managed to hang on for 2 years, Burnham's own time in office will be far, far shorter.
Trump announced that Keir Starmer was resigning, and for the first time in his life, Keir Starmer did what he was told. Now, Andy Burnham wants to be Prime Minister. Andy Burnham was just elected as an MP in a tiny constituency by 9,000 votes, and about 2,000 of those were people who didn't want reform, so were voting tactically, but not actually for Labour. So, Andy Burnham plans to be Prime Minister based off about 7,000 Labour votes when we have a voting population of about 50 million people here in the UK. 60 million if you include fraudulent Labour family voting. So 6,000, 7,000 votes out of a possible voting population of 60 million. That seems very democratic indeed, doesn't it? Andy Burnham is the Messiah without a mandate. Our country's problems are not going to be fixed at the ballot box. It is going to be a truly biblical struggle instead, and I don't think Andy Burnham is prepared for that.
Other people gave their concerns on this, and all of them were not positive about Andy Burnham replacement of Keir Starmer. Most people demanded a general election that the British people's concerns count, and someone should not become Prime Minister when it's not the general public that has put him there.
Change, just changing the person at the top doesn't deliver the change that people want. So if he delivers real change, and that means fixing our broken political system, then you know, we'll be willing to listen. But I'm I'm not yet convinced he's in that place. And if we fix our broken politics, we can fix our health service and deal with social care that people are talking about.
What really stands out here isn't any one politician. It's the growing gap between everyday voters and the people in charge. All across the country, there's a real sense of frustration building among people who feel like they haven't been heard for years. And when people stop trusting the system, they start finding other ways to speak up through protests, chants, public shows of support, or just displaying who they are and what they believe in.
We need a Donald Trump in the UK, someone who can see the bigger picture and not be so afraid of what all the politicians are going to think of them when they do stuff, and do it. That's what we need.
Thank goodness we got Donald Trump. I don't know what would have happened if we didn't.
I love him.
So do I.
Another big part of this is the debate around national identity and pride. For a lot of people, flying the flag isn't just a political move, it's about culture, heritage and pride in their country. And when people feel like these symbols are being criticised or discouraged, it often makes them want to hold on to them even more. That reaction usually isn't really about politics, it's about people wanting to protect what feels like part of who they are. The talk around who leads next also shows a bigger problem in politics today. Voters are getting more skeptical and they want real results, not just promises. Whoever steps into the leadership role next will be under a lot of pressure to rebuild trust and prove that the government can actually deliver on the things people care about. At the end of the day, this isn't really about one person, it's about a bigger crisis of trust. The real question is whether politicians can reconnect with the public, actually listen and rebuild confidence in the system. Until that happens, this kind of public frustration is likely to keep shaping British politics. What do you think about all this? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more.